Hello, art students. I'm Miss Morris, and today we will paint a painting I titled Our Home, Our Flag. For this lesson, you will need an 11 by 14-inch canvas board. Now, these are very inexpensive, and you can buy them at Michael's or order them on Amazon. They're very, very cheap. Today, we will use, again, it's 11 by 14. But if you have a 16 by 20-inch canvas at home, that will work just perfect. That's usually the standard size for painting zips. Okay, we also will need a small round brush and a medium-sized flat brush. We will also need a cup of water and some paper towel to dab to dry. So if you have that at home, please get a piece of paper towel. And also acrylic paints in 4 colors, of course, red, white, and blue, and black. So you only need 4 colors of acrylic paint. Okay, let's get started. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to take a little black paint, just a little, and you're just going to paint the very top black. And that's going to create some darkness up there. And you don't need a lot, just a little. Doesn't have to be a perfect line because we're going to blend. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to go directly into your blue, and you don't have to clean your brush. Just go into your blue, and then you're going to just blend that in. So bringing it all the way down. Just like this. And I'm doing a lot of broad horizontal strokes. And the reason for that is I don't want to stop midway and then you see this. Okay? You just want to keep those lines nice and blended. And keep bringing that down, all that blue. Okay, so now once we get to the base of this canvas, right in this area here, we want to start adding a little white. And I don't want to mess my white up by getting a whole bunch of blue in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean off my brush. So you can put it in water and clean it. I'm going to dab it on my paper towel here. You can't really see, I'm not in the frame, but that's what I'm doing. And I'm going to go into white, and I'm just going to bring the white in here, make that a little light blue, just a tiny bit of white. And I can bring that up as much as I can. And bring it as far down as you can. But you don't have to go completely to the end of the canvas, okay? See, we just want this natural blended line between the black, blue, and the white. where it goes from dark to very dark to blue to light blue, okay? That's what we're doing. So I'm bringing that down as far as I can. It's okay if at the end I can overlap the color. That's perfectly fine. And if you feel like you've added way too much white, you can just take a piece of paper towel, remove it with the paper towel, and then repaint over it. Make sure you clean your brush before you do so, okay? So right now, I'm just adding a little bit of blue to make this a little darker. For the most part, it's supposed to look like a night sky, so you don't want too much of the light blue. You want to make sure that you are definitely getting enough of the darker blue in there, okay? So the majority of the canvas should have the darker hue of blue. Okay, so now at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to let this dry. Now, two options. You can wait about 15 or so minutes and wait for it to dry, pause this tape and do that. Or you can pause the tape and with your parents' permission or guardian's permission, you can get a hair blow dryer and blow dry your canvas dry. It should take about no more than 5 minutes to completely dry, and then we can resume. So at this point of the video, you can pause and dry your canvas, okay? And we'll come right back. Okay, boys and girls, we're back. So now that we have our canvas nice and dry, what we will be doing now is we're going to create what looks like to be stars in the upper left-hand corner of our painting, okay? Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to now take the small round brush. We're going to get it nice and saturated with water. So dip it into your water cup. Tap off as much as you can. And then just go into your white. And if you can make that white a little more fluid by adding some water to your white like I'm doing now. And just kind of mixing it because I want that white to be nice and fluid. And you're going to take the tip of your round brush and you're just going to make some dots here, really small dots. They can be in different sizes. And we're just doing this in this upper corner like so, okay? So after you establish some dots there, what you're going to do now is you're going to take your flat brush, your flat brush, tapping off some water, doing now. You're going to go into your white. I want to kind of get that nice and fluid, so I'm using the center of my palette. And you see how, if you can, how loose the paint I just made it. That's what I want. I want it to be nice and loose and kind of watery. I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to take something else, like maybe like a ink pen or another brush or something a little harder, and I'm just going to do this. And that will create like stars. And just kind of focus in the corner here. So that's pretty decent right there, just like that. And it's okay if it goes a little wider than where you want it, because once we paint, it'll look very natural, and that's exactly what we want. So don't worry about that, okay? Right now anyway. Okay. Moving on. You're going to put your brush back into the water. And now we're going to start creating our flag. And there's a technique to this. So I want you to clean your brush as thoroughly as you can. Dry your brush off as much as you can with your paper towel. And the first color we're going to work with is white. Of course, I always like to work from light to dark, usually. So you're going to go back into your white, and you're just going to get some paint on there. And you don't want a lot. You just want enough, and you want it nice and thin on your brush. You don't want a lot, so don't scoop any paint up. You just want a little bit. So just like what you see here, if you can see that, that's what we want. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to skip a space here, and you're going to start right here and just bring a line going straight across, just like that. Now again, I don't want it to be solid. I want to see what is the sky through it. So we're going to make it a little translucent. That's what we're doing. And we're just going to pick up a tiny bit more paint. We're going to skip a space, start where this line started underneath, and then draw a straight line going across like so. Now again, if you can see through it, do not try to make the line solid. You want to be able to see through that line, okay? Again, now you're going to come to the bottom of where the stars are on the left-hand side, skipping another space, and you're going to just draw another line. The line does not have to be perfect. If you feel you need to add a little more paint, you do so, but it's supposed to look very translucent like this, almost if you can kind of see through it. You're going to do that again, skipping a space. And it's okay if it starts a little more solid and then it ends a little more transparent. You want that. Again, you do not want a lot of paint on your brush. And we're going to do it one more time here. Just like that. Okay. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to clean our brush in water. Again, dry it off as much as you can. You want it nice and dry. You don't want the paint to be fluid. You want it to be tacky. In this case, we want it to be tacky. We're going to go into our red now, just picking up a little bit and kind of just rubbing off as much of the red as you can, because you don't want your lines to be solid. Remember, you want to be able to see through them. So we're not scooping up and placing a lot of paint into our brush. And starting right here in between the two white lines, you're going to start where you started your white lines, and you're just going to brush just like that. Now again, if you can see through it, that's the point. You want to be able to see through it. So don't try to go back and make that line solid, okay? Again, starting here, I'm going to make another line. Just like that. Again, starting here. Just like that. And you see how you can kind of just see through? That's what we want. Perfect. One more. Just like that. Okay. I think we're doing a good job. Okay. Above here, I'm going to draw a thin line, red line up there. Okay. So I think we're about almost done. We're going to finish up this painting, and we're going to create what are the trees underneath. So we're going to clean our brush. You can put that back into the water. Clean your brush very well. Tap it off. Dry it as much as you can. And we're going to go back into black. And we're going to make a solid line going straight across here, the base. Again, you don't really need a whole lot of paint. Okay, so after doing this, on each side here, we're just going to slant upwards like this, almost like we're creating a hill on each side, okay? You're going to do the same thing here. And your line doesn't have to be perfectly even, long as it looks very similar to what I'm doing, okay? And after you filled all that in, like that, you're going to rest your brush into your water, and then you're going to pick up your round brush that should have been resting in your water. You're going to go into your black paint with your small round brush, and you're going to create, starting on your right side, a small little lines going up like this. Now, these will be the trees, okay? And they should be about 1 inch to a 1/2 inch long. They shouldn't be no longer than that. Very small lines. Going all the way across from right to left or left to right, however you choose. But these lines should be nice and small, little lines like so. Now you're going to take your black, and very easy, we're going to create trees, the silhouette of what would be a forest. Okay? So you're just going to dab. I'm just doing these little dab marks, just like that. Up and down, up and down, up and down. And as I get to the base, I go a little wider as to create like a tree, like I would say almost like a pine tree shape, like a Christmas tree shape. It's not a lot of hard work in doing this. And because I'm dabbing, it kind of shows through it, the background, which I love. So we're just going to use this little technique, dabbing to create the trees, up and down, up and down, up and down, just like so. Very easy. And you want them to be in different heights. So you want some shorter, some taller, just like you would see in a natural forest. You don't want them all the same size, or the same height, I should say. And we're almost done. And I just love this painting because, you know, it's not only just our flag, to me, what it represents is what the flag is supposed to stand for. And to me, that would be what is the United States, which means united. We're all together. We're all in this together. This is our country. This is our home. And there you have it. I think we're done. And I hope you guys really enjoyed this lesson. And there it is, our home, our flag. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson. I know I did. Until next time, I can't wait till we do our next project. Have a great day. It's going to be a hot one today, I hear. So try and get out and enjoy as much sun as you can and get that vitamin D. Okay, bye.